Good evening. Thanks for being on the call tonight. My name is Alice Edwards, and I will be your host. At this time, we will hear a word of prayer from Mr. Michael Marshall.
All right. If we can just bow our heads, take a moment. Father God, we thank you for this opportunity to gather together. We thank you for allowing all of us to come from our many different destinations to hear encouraging and uplifting and very powerful words of testimony and words of cheer and comfort. We pray that you bless all of the individuals and their families that are here tonight. Continue to see us through the many various challenges that people may be facing, God, even though we're talking about the aloe vera juice, God, and what it can do for our individual souls. I pray for protection for people from danger seen and unseen, God, from people that are dying, God, because of natural causes or accidents and other ways. We still pray and we ask that you cover us, keep us encouraged, allow the information that's shared go to uplift our lives and help us to be better individuals. We thank you for Miss Rebecca, and we thank you for ABC&H. Continue to bless us and keep us is my prayer. In Christ's name I pray, amen.
Amen. Thank you, Michael. First, I would like to go over some housekeeping rules before we get started. Please keep your phones on mute unless you're speaking. On your phones, to raise your hand, hit *9. To unmute yourself, hit *6. To mute yourself back after you have spoke, hit *6 again. On your computers, your laptops, or whatever you're using, at the bottom of the screen, the far left, you will see mute. You can mute yourself and you can unmute yourself with the same stroke. The next symbol is stop video. If you do not want your face to be shown while we're speaking, while doing this presentation, just hit stop video. The next one over to your right in the middle of the screen is chat. If you have questions or comments and you do not want to speak or raise your hand, just write them in the chat and we will try to address them before the presentation is over tonight. Next, you will see reactions. Reactions, if you have a question or a comment, just hit reaction and raise your hand and you will be recognized by one of the hosts. Thank you very much. We are here this evening to talk about the amazing benefits of ABC&H aloe vera juice. ABC&H stands for Anointed Body Cleanser and Healer. Ms. Rebecca Brown is the CEO and founder. We are here every Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on the same link that you used tonight. Please join us and invite all of your friends and family members. On the 5th of March, Ms. Rebecca will be on the line. She will educate us on the use and the benefits of her aloe vera juice. We need you to help us spread the word about this amazing juice. Share this information with your friends and family. And on March the 5th, let's pack the house. The aloe vera juice contains over 240 nutritional and medicinal ingredients, including vitamins, minerals, enzymes, amino acids, and more. Aloe vera is one of the only known natural vegetarian source of vitamin B12, and it contains many minerals vital to the growth, process, and healthy function of our body. Numerous studies worldwide indicate that aloe vera is a general tonic for the immune system, helping to fight off illness of all kinds. Because we know if the immune system is compromised, then we will get sick and we will pick up any virus that comes around. This week, I decided to, first of all, I wanted to see how many products have aloe vera juice and aloe vera in it. So I looked at all of my hand creams, I looked at my face creams, and everything has aloe vera in it. I was really amazed. I even looked at a couple of pain pills that I got when I was having problems with my gums, and they even had aloe vera in them. I was shocked. So there are so many studies that are going on. Aloe vera is the most researched plant there is. Various research studies are underway to explore the potential of aloe vera components to boost immunity and combat the HIV virus and to treat certain types of cancer, especially leukemia. And also some of the research that I looked at says that aloe vera also has a role in combating diabetes. In 1994, the US Food and Drug Administration approved aloe vera for treatment of HIV. They also have ongoing studies worldwide that aloe vera taken in highly concentrated doses can stimulate the production of white blood cells that might help fight viruses and also tumors. And I looked at a little over 200 research papers and research papers that has been done on aloe vera plant. A lot of it was for skin, gums, growing hair, dandruff, the digestive system, the immune system, for asthma. I mean, just a whole list of things that research has been done on for with the aloe vera plant. It really surprised me because I had no idea that NIH and all of the different research organizations were looking at aloe vera. Now, and also their aloe vera, they were using aloe vera off the shelf, aloe vera juice off the shelf, which we know is highly processed and it has a little bit of everything else in it. So with all of the results that they were getting using those products, that is why we are experiencing such tremendous benefits from using Miss Rebecca's aloe vera juice, because we know that it's not highly processed, she doesn't use preservatives, and she doesn't use pesticides. Now, I would like to tell you about my personal research. For years, I had severe stomach pains. In 1984, I had fibroid tumors, and they had stuck to my intestines. I was in surgery for 5.5 hours. From that point, I had a hard time eating food, certain foods. I just couldn't digest it. So my OBGYN sent me to a nutritionist that just took everything away from me. And every 3 days, he would add something new back. Well, of course, I couldn't digest any meats. I couldn't digest dairy products. So in 1986, it kind of subsided a little bit because I was on everything you could think of, every pain pill, every medication, my doctor, everything new came on the market. He called me up and said, let's try this, and let's try this. And I tried it because I was in severe pain. Then in 2015, Donna Wright Miller, a good friend of mine, told me about Miss Rebecca aloe vera juice. When Donna told me about the juice, I called Miss Rebecca immediately and I ordered a gallon. And I met her in 2 days and picked it up. From that day to this day, I have never missed a month getting my aloe vera juice. When I first got it, I was in so much pain till I couldn't take the 4 ounces that she recommended. So she told me just take 2 ounces in the morning and 2 ounces in the evening. And I did that. And in 1 week, I started to notice that the pain had subsided some. Then after that, I was able to take 4 ounces in the morning and 4 ounces in the evening. And in 6 weeks, the pain was gone. From that day to this day, I have not had the pain in my stomach again. I went through exploratory surgery and everything else. The doctors were trying to figure out what is going on. And the aloe vera juice, thank God for Miss Rebecca. In 2018, I had an inflamed root canal tooth extracted. I was in so much pain, the dentist told me, take ibuprofen. I took the ibuprofen, it didn't work. My neighbor had Tylenol, so I tried the Tylenol. It didn't work. So I called the dentist and he called in a prescription for me, which was heavy narcotics. And I thought, before I take this pain pill, let me just call Miss Rebecca. She may know something because everything else I've had a problem with, she's been able to fix it. So I called her and she told me, take the aloe vera juice, take 2 ounces of it, hold it in your mouth for 5 minutes in the area where you're having the pain. Make sure you spit it out after 5 minutes. I held the juice in my mouth for about 3 minutes and I started noticing the difference. In 4 minutes, the pain was gone. And please, if you try this, spit the aloe out, because what the aloe does, it pulls all of the inflammation and the bacteria from that area into your mouth. So you definitely want to spit it out. And please spit it out. I accidentally didn't one night, but if you have a problem with constipation, you won't anymore. When I was 5 years old, I badly burned my hands and my arms. So this time of the year, since I was 5 years old, I would have problems with my hands. They would crack up and hurt. I mean, just hurt. So I started using the topical. And I forgot this time during the season that this was the time of the year that I normally have problems with my hands. I have not had any problems with my hands. I really thank God for giving Miss Rebecca the recipe to create this amazing juice for all of us to benefit from. At this time, we're going to turn it over to anyone we have a special guest who, and I hope he was able to get on. Mr. Brown, are you with us? Mr. Brown? Okay, maybe he's not with us yet. So let's go ahead and listen, whoever has a testimony.
Alice, he is on here. What was that number? He just probably didn't know how to unmute.
Oh, what is he on his cell phone?
I let him in, but his name is not showing.
If he's on his cell phone, to unmute, to hit *6.
Let me see. I know he has a number. His name is not showing up, so I need the number. Is it a 240 number?
No, his phone number is
412.
It's a 212 number?
It was a 412-759 number.
Yes.
I'm not gonna let him in. I'm not seeing him. It's like, thought I saw Mr. Brown. Okay.
Okay, so whoever has a testimony, we will get Mr. Brown when he comes in. I don't see any raised hands.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
My name is Patrick.
Hi, Patrick. Welcome.
Yes.
Just want to give my testimony on the juice.
Oh, you're in? Okay. Did you unmute yourself?
Oh,
Sorry, Patrick. Just a second. They're trying to.
Okay. Alice,
Yes.
Mr. Brown is in. He said he don't know why you can't see him.
Oh,
His number's not showing up. It must be under the Galaxy S, that Galaxy SX number. Maybe that's him,
Mr. Brown,
or S9.
you're on, check for 412-759-8603.
It's no, he must be. It must be this Galaxy. Hold on, let me see if this is him. Hold on. Somebody has to unmute Galaxy S9. That may be Mr. Brown. I can't unmute him.
They're trying to get you in now. Did you found him?
No,
Yeah, I'm not able to unmute him either. I don't know why.
Barbara's gonna probably have to unmute him.
Yeah.
He is unmuted. He was unmuted. Can he say something? Well, hold on.
Mr. Brown,
The Galaxy
Mr. Brown,
S9
speak to them.
or S9.
He was unmuted.
Can you all hear? He said, can you hear him?
No. Ask him, can he do a star, what is it, star 6?
Star 6.
Star 6.
Do star 6. Mr. Brown, star 6. He did it. Can you hear him?
No.
Okay, Mr. Brown.
Try
Now, he's on with me. Let him get off with me.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. Brown, get off with me and do star 6, okay?
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, Donna, that's me, the S9.
Okay. Okay, Flo. I'm gonna mute you.
Hello.
Hello,
Hello.
Mr. Brown. How are you?
Hey, I'm good. Good. Man. So we had lost track there for a minute. I'm learning
Yes.
how to use this phone, so y'all have
Well,
to
that's
forgive
okay. We all are. So thanks for being on tonight, and we are looking forward to hearing your testimony.
Oh yes, I do got a good testimony for y'all who don't want to believe in the aloe.
Okay.
The aloe is great. I started drinking this aloe back when my friend named Aurelius, I guess everybody that met him and his wife, told me when I looked at him and said, "Where your cane?" He said, "Man, I ain't been told that cane down. I don't need that cane." I said, "What you doing? You look good." He said, "I'm drinking this aloe from Miss Rebecca. You need to call her." I said, how long you been taking it? And I said, "I'm mad at you." But I said, "It's okay. As long as I can get him and get me back the way you looking good, I'm gonna be okay." So I started drinking aloe back in I think it was June. Supposed I got it in July, but my first bottle got damaged, so I had to wait. I've been on this aloe since June of last year. And from the first month that they started checking my blood work at dialysis, they wanted to find out what I was doing, because I guess they were looking at the blood work and weren't telling me what it was telling them. And I had to bring all my medications in, and they said, "This is it? This is all you take? You don't take no natural stuff?" I say, "I eat whole food." I say, "I eat whole food. You want to see that?" They say, "No." But it's been a mystery to them to know that as far as my blood work coming back, it's got to be my kidneys healing. And going to the bathroom more, which I was doing before I started the aloe. And now that I'm in the new year, I got a new doctor that did my blood work, and he couldn't understand why I was on dialysis. He said, "Your blood work don't show that you should be on dialysis." I said, "Is that good or bad?" He said, "That's good, because anybody on dialysis wouldn't have the reads I'm getting out of your blood." I said, "Well, that means my kidneys got to be coming back then, I guess." He said, "Well, you keep doing what you're doing, and I don't understand how, man, healthy as you could be on dialysis when we look at the rest of your blood work, because your blood pressure is not high like these people on dialysis and all this other stuff he was telling me. And I said, okay, thank you, doc. I said, this aloe really kicking butt then. Cleaning my system out and getting all my blood work come back where they don't understand why I'm on it. So I said, all I got to do now is wait till that creatinine level drop to that range where I don't need to do it no more. And I said, it'll be soon, this year. But I thank God for Rebecca and my buddy that introduced me to her. I do eat right, and I do take natural stuff that help with this healing. But since I've been on this aloe, it's been a whole good situation because I don't feel
Fantastic.
weak. I'm not weak when I come out of dialysis. I don't sleep while I'm in there, and they be telling me, you got to stop laughing, because I like watching Red Fox, and I like to laugh. And I enjoy myself, so it don't matter that I have to go for 3.5 hours. All that I know is it's keeping me alive to be healed, because I tell the doctors when they be asking me, do I want a transplant? I tell them no. And the doctors say, you're a good candidate. I say, doc, why would I want a transplant when if I get a transplant, you're going to have me taking pills to make my body reject it? I said, God made my body so it can heal itself. So why would I want that to happen versus you give me somebody else's organ when I got 2 in me they're going to be healed?
Preach, Mr. Brown.
The doctor looked at me. The doctor looked at me and he just said, well, okay, you don't want it. When you
Wow.
want it, let us know. I say, well, when I get my healing, I'm going to let you know. And while y'all asking me about what's going on with my blood work and asking me to bring all this stuff in every month, like you think I'm doing something that I shouldn't be doing? I said, no, I eat whole food now. If I got a problem with that, y'all got a problem with that? He said, no, sir, no, sir. You all right. Keep eating your whole food then. I said, thank you. Because I told him, God don't want me putting nothing in me to reject something that don't supposed to be in me. I said, that don't make sense. He couldn't say nothing then. He said, them doctors think they know it all, but God is the one that knows all and the final say.
Amen.
And if you stick with that, and if you got any problems in your body, no matter what it is, all you need is to pray for God to get you into the right natural stuff that the Bible tells us about, like the aloe. And what Miss Rebecca got, it's one of the greatest plants out of the Bible when it comes down to helping the body heal. You know, if you could take a person that's been burnt and put this aloe on it, and you don't even realize where the scar was from the burn, that's some powerful healing.
Amen.
I done seen that happen. Yes. And that's my testimony. So everybody, get your aloe and don't stop drinking it. I drank 4 ounces in the morning and 4 ounces at night before I go to bed. And sometimes I drank 4 ounces in the middle of the day.
Thank you very much, Mr.
It
Brown. What a
worked.
blessing.
It
What a blessing.
worked. Yes.
Thank you.
I'm going to thank my buddy Aurelius and his wife Glennis for bringing it to me, because I ain't did nothing but better ever since.
That's a blessing.
All
Patrick,
right, y'all.
thank you very much, Mr. Brown. I really appreciate your sharing.
Thank you, and y'all be blessed. I hope I help somebody on the call to make their mind up, get this aloe in them, get it in you, and don't stop. It might taste bad, but if it tastes bad, that means it's doing something to something in you that don't need to be in you.
That's right.
It's trying to clean it out.
That's right. Thank you
Yeah.
very much. Your testimony will help a lot of people. Nearly, I have so
Thank
many
you.
family members on dialysis, and I know so many of my friends are on dialysis. So thank you very much for your testimony.
Uh,
It really helped people.
just for something to help them, they need to stay away from sugar, anything sweet. Stay away from it. They need to stay away from sodas. That there don't do no good for you. And also, I need to add this to the aloe. My sugar, they said I was diabetic, but my sugar levels are dropping. So that's part of the cleanup in your body. All of your organs are suffering when you're on dialysis because one is down and it'll take the rest of them down. And I don't take no pills for high cholesterol, and the doctor couldn't understand that. I don't need it. I got the pills in my cabinet, but I didn't take them because my blood work come back. It's normal. It's good. They don't understand that.
That's a blessing.
So
Thank you very much for
yeah,
sharing.
stay away from that and eat whole food and stay away from rice. It's got lignin in it, and it kind of do something to your gut that people don't know about. It's called leaky gut syndrome, and I
Oh,
take something for that along with the aloe, and I'm recovering by leaps and bounds. I just can't wait to get back on and let y'all know I ain't got to go to dialysis no more. That way,
oh,
them people
yes.
that's on dialysis, they need to talk to me. I talk to them, and I be talking to them where I go, and they don't listen, and a lot of them have passed away because they wouldn't accept what I was trying to tell them
That's right.
that would help them.
Thank you
Yeah.
very much. We really
So that's
appreciate
it.
you sharing with us.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Patrick,
Okay.
are you still in the queue?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I want to say thank you to Mr. Brown as well. I appreciate that.
Okay, Patrick, you
Um, I think I lost you, Mr. Brown. But I definitely want to share my story. I was involved in a work-related accident in December of 19. I was working for a bowling alley, and they were renovating the actual lanes in the bowling alley. Um, some of those old lanes they wanted to keep, so they thought it would be good to stack them in the back. By doing that, they stacked them in properly, and of course, the accident happened. I had the boards fall on me to where I had a fractured left metatarsal in my left foot, and I had a deep laceration in my right leg in my shin area, which was nerve damage as well because I could not feel the bottom part of my shin area from where the nerve damage was. I also and did two herniated discs in my neck as well. The accident kind of course, had me bedridden for a while. I was in the bed probably for about 6 months. Um, I learned about the different treatments, of course, what the doctors were trying to give me steroid shots and taking pain pills. And I denounced those because I didn't want to put any narcotics in my body. So I started, reaching out to see about other things that would help. Uh, in the last 4 years, I've been going to Aruba, so I've actually been learning about the aloe plant as well. I have always been interested in the plant and the different things that it does. Um, but within the last, I would say, 2 months, um, I was going through the injection shot in my neck for the herniated disc. I already had the surgery. I have a plate in my neck now with 4 screws. Um, and I was at that time still experiencing no feeling, sometimes pain in my right shin area. The second metatarsal, that pain would come and go as well with the weather, of course. Um, but after taking this juice and learning about it, I started drinking the juice. just the 4 ounces, the 2 in the morning and the 2 at night. Within the first week, I started getting more of a sensation in my shin area from using the tropical. From using the drink, I started to feel like my energy level went up. It helped me with my bowel movements as well, of course. I would rub the tropical on my leg every day. I still do here and there. Sometimes I've been getting off of it because I haven't been having any pain. For my neck, I was rubbing it on my neck as well, the tropical that is. With the steady regimen of using the tropical and drinking the 4 ounces a day, I went from thinking that I would probably never play basketball again or lift anything heavy to, I was joking with my sister today, I'm sorry, but I lifted up 2 50-pound bags of rock salt today. And I've been shoveling for this new company I've been working for the last couple of days. And I mean, I'm doing things that I never thought that I would do again from the injuries that I sustained. And I owe it all to the aloe vera juice and using the tropical because nothing else was seeming to work for me. I hadn't had a good night's sleep until the last 3 months. I had always been in pain. I have about 6 different pillows in my room that I was going through, trying to figure out the best position for my neck. But after using the tropical and, like I say, taking the 4 ounces every day, I feel great. I feel like I'm in my 20s again. And here I am, I'm getting ready to turn 36 this year, and I feel like I'm in the best shape that I've ever been in. So again, I want to thank Miss Rebecca. You are God sent, and God bless you for bringing this to the light for all of us. Truly, I just want to say thank you again.
Thank you very much, Patrick. What a blessing. I tell you, this is nothing but a miracle from God. I hate that Miss Rebecca had to get sick in order for God to give her this recipe, but he healed her. And now she's helping us. And I really appreciate it. And Patrick, thank you very much. We really appreciate hearing your testimony. Is there anyone else? Is there anything in the chat?
Nothing in the chat, Ms. Alice.
Okay, thank you. Okay, now we will go to, yes.
Hi. My name is Bertie, and I've been using the aloe vera off and on maybe a year, and I stopped, and my situation came back. I was the doctor diagnosed me with hypertension, and I'm not one that likes to take a lot of pills. So I'm like, oh, what can I do? So trying to lose weight, trying to exercise, trying to do everything possible to get off this. And I was talking to Barbara, and Miss Rebecca came to the church, and I got a gallon of Aloe Vera. And I said, well, I want to just try it. It can't hurt, And I started feeling better, and my blood count, I went maybe 2 months ago, and was 128. And I'm like, wow. And so I was thinking my doctor's going to take me off the pill. She said, oh, no, this might be a fluke. Let's do this another 6 months. And I'm like, so this is the second time she has extended it. So I said, you know what? I know what's good. And I take my pill every other day. I don't take it every day, every other day. And I still feel good. And I still watch what I eat. I cut back on my red meat. I try to eat beans twice a week, sometimes 3 times a week. And just cutting back on certain things. And I'm latte intolerant, so I try to stay away from the milk. And I love cereal, but I'm trying to use the 2% milk. And I really feel good. I really do. I was out and about Sunday, and this lady, she was laughing, asked me how old I was, and we discussing it. And she said, "You got to be kidding." I said, "No, I'm not." I said, "I'm not kidding." And I told her my age. She says, "What are you doing?" I said, "Just a blessing from the Lord. Just a blessing from the Lord." So I'm here to tell you that it does work. It clears up your skin. It clears your blood, and we know the blood is a lifeline to the body. And so I think, as well as you are, thank Miss Rebecca for what she's doing, and may God continue to bless her as she continues to do her work. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We really appreciate your testimony. Thank you.
Peace, family.
Good evening.
Good evening. I apologize.
That's
I'm
okay.
Cornelius McMurray. I'm Cornelius. I got invited by Pat.
So, Cornelius,
Yes, ma'am.
okay, you were breaking up. We can hear you now.
Okay, I got invited by Mr. Patrick.
Okay, great. Well, thank you for being here.
Well, he gave me some of your aloe vera last week in my training session, and I think it's the greatest thing on earth. So I'm here and I want to support it. I want to invest. I want to be great by it. So however I can be great by you and the movement, let me know.
Well, you help us and you help everyone when you share your story.
Yes,
That's how we help each other.
Respect. Okay.
Thank you very
Well,
much.
how can I purchase? I want to purchase some.
Okay, just hold on for a few minutes. We're going to tell you exactly how to do that.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I'm putting my mic on mute right now. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Don't go away.
Respect.
Thank you. I don't see any hands raised. Do we have anything in chat?
No, ma'am, we have nothing in chat. But this is Michael. I have just a quick testimony, and I think I told it a few weeks ago. And I just want to kind of hone in on it. I was going through a very depressed situation on my job. It was a hostile work environment, so forth and so on. Sometimes, when you suppress things, you don't understand how stress can kind of come out through several different ways. And I went through a very depressed time. I was hospitalized for a short period of time because of the stress. I mean, it was just that bad on my job. And then when I got out of the hospital, I started using the aloe vera. And then I started working with Ms. Rebecca during the summertime at the farmer's market. And I just realized that even with my depression, I could never get that fog out of my mind. And I started taking the aloe vera. It started clearing up the fog. Like I could think clearly. The anxiety that I had went away. And I've been on it now off and on for the last 2 years. But I just want to say, for your mental state, it's a godsend, and it's been doing some great things for my body. And also, I can appreciate what Mr. Brown was saying earlier. When you have a changed mind, that helps the process. Yes. You commit your mind that you're going to be better. Some people can become skeptics and and they want a miracle overnight. But if it took you 40 years to get into bad health, at least give it a year, aloe vera, to get you out of it. Some people look forward to working 5 days, but it's also about a mindset. when I think about the Bible and talks about the woman with the issue of blood that touched Jesus' garment, I know there's probably many more people in the crowd that needed something, but when she touched the hem, it was something different because her mindset, you know, she came with a true, genuine acceptance and openness about her body, her life being better. And that's why she was identified in the story. So if you tell people about it, they don't want to hear it, you be the testimony. They may not can't hear your words, but they can see the change. They can see the effect in your life through you use it and committing to it, you know, committing to it in your mind, committing to it by doing it on an everyday basis, and committing to the power that this is having on a lot of people. And I'm just so grateful to meet Miss Rebecca and her work and what she's doing. And the fact of the matter is that she's sharing it with everybody. And it's at a level that's accessible.
Yes.
People spend more than $30, you know, on food, is going out to eat. So I really appreciated that it's about the miracle working and anointing power of the aloe vera. So I just wanted to share that part.
Thank you, Michael. I really appreciate that. And, you know, during this time, there are so many people, because of what's going on in the world, there are so many people that that need to hear your testimony, because I have a lot of family members that are really depressed now because they're out of jobs. They can't, and so it's just, it's amazing to have something like aloe vera juice. And like you said, it's not a network marketing where everybody has to get a cut of the pie before you can afford it. Miss Rebecca has made this juice affordable for all of us. All we have to do is not go to McDonald's for 2 or 3 nights, and you have your gallon of aloe for the month. And just think of all the benefits that we're getting from it. It is such a blessing. Thanks, Michael.
Alex, we had 2 hands raised.
Okay.
Akils, I guess it's AKYLS. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Donna.
You're welcome.
Hi, everyone. My name is Tanea, and it's Akil's mother. I wanted to speak on behalf of a child's vision in taking aloe vera. I have a 4-year-old, very active, very busy, very wanting to learn and into everything little boy who in school started to experience behavior issues to where the school kept on asking me if I had had him tested. And I kept telling him, no, y'all just need to interact more with him. We do a lot of interaction, a lot of activities, a lot of outgoing one-on-one time so that his mind is constantly trying to learn something. With that being said, I felt like they weren't challenging him enough at school, and they were just trying to say that it's a behavioral issue. With that being said, we reached out to Miss Rebecca, and he has been taking aloe vera, I would say, for the past 3, maybe 4 months. And in the past 3 weeks, he has not came home with a bad mark. Prior to that, we'd maybe get 1 or 2 good days out the week. And the other days they'd be like, he was borderline. With the juice, we have no more 1 or 2 days. We now have 5 good days, and we have better weekends, more fun. So with that being said, I think with his mental, it has helped balance from a kid's level, and he's going to continue to take it, because if we don't give it to him, he reminds us that he didn't get it. So it's like a vitamin to him that he enjoys daily.
Thank you very much. That just let us know that it's for adults and children. And I mean, what a blessing. That is such a blessing. Thank you very much for sharing.
Thank you.
Okay, Donna, we have another hand?
Hi, yes. Hello.
Go ahead, please.
Hi, this is Glenda and Aurelius. We referred and introduced Nate Brown to the aloe vera.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. We enjoy this testimony. Very good. Love it when people improve by taking the products.
Yes.
We found out about Miss Rebecca about 7 months ago when she was invited to do a call with one of the groups that we're with, and that's how we found out about Miss Rebecca. And she came on and she gave a wonderful, detailed explanation regarding the effects of the aloe vera juice. And from then on, we placed our order and we've been drinking it religiously. 2 ounces in the morning, 2 ounces in the evening, sometimes 2 ounces at midday. But my husband, he has a testimony he want to tell regarding the aloe vera juice, the effects it has had on him. Go ahead, honey. His name is Aurelius.
Really
How's
is.
everybody?
Fine, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. I've been diabetic about 10 years, I would say. Insulin. We'll make a long story short, onto my endocrinologist about 4 months ago. And they put me on this pill, I think it's called Januvia. It's supposed to be a real powerful pill. The pill is powerful. And I take one pill, my sugar dropped down to get up in the morning, it'd be 56. No, two pills, it'd be 56. I had to get up in the morning and get up and drink some juice because I don't mess around going what's called a coma. So I told the doctors, told me I'm supposed to take 2 a day. I found out only supposed to take 1. So I started taking 1 in the morning. Then the next morning I got up, my sugar be like 130. Make a long story short, I stopped taking them. I slowed down taking 1 day. I just took 1 probably once a week. And prior to that, I was taking the juice. And after I don't take the pill once a week, I found out my sugar was like 140 while I'm taking the pill. And that's my sugar used to be like 180, 190 in the morning. So I actually cut back with the good pill, the real power pill. I cut back. So now I don't really take those pills anymore. The aloe juice is doing what it's supposed to do.
So it's leveling out his blood sugar levels.
And then
because he takes his religiously, he takes his blood sugar every morning so we can make sure his numbers are correct, because he's on a sliding scale, so to say. But he haven't had to take any type of pills, insulin, or anything, just drinking that aloe vera juice. So it has really leveled out his sugar numbers, and we're very happy about that.
And then they put me on another high blood pressure pill. I got to get this more. I don't take those. Every now and then I get up, my blood pressure be like 135. I don't even take them. I just take them every day. 2 kinds of blood pressure pill. I quit taking them, so now my blood pressure be right on point. And that's amazing for me.
That's a blessing.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, what we want to help the audience to understand is he still takes his blood sugar as well as his pressure every day, because we have to continue to do that to monitor. But with him taking the aloe vera, drinking the aloe vera juice, there's no need in taking any of the prescribed medications.
Fantastic. That is a blessing.
Yes, ma'am, it is.
Yes, it is. But we just wanted to share that, okay?
Thank you very much for sharing. We really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Okay. Thank you all very much. Now we will go in, we will have our question and answers session. Are there any questions in the chat?
Not at the moment.
Okay.
Yes, there is. Yes, I apologize. Yes, there is. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, ma'am. What is an ounce? Is it a full bottle? Like, what is an ounce?
Say that again. What is what?
How much is an ounce? And how much did you take per day?
I started taking 2 ounces, and the way I measure 2 ounces is that, you remember a little shot glass? That's 2 ounces.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So I had a little I had a little jug, and I gave it to my mom. She finished half, and I finished half, and I fell in love with it. I thought it was like a jug a day. That's not it. Hey, I'm
Go ahead,
old.
brother.
But now since COVID, Miss Brown told me to take 4 ounces in the morning and 4 ounces at night. So I take 8 ounces a day since the virus.
Okay, one quick, a light jug a day be too much? Can you overdo it?
I'm not for sure, but Miss Rebecca is going to come on in a few minutes, and I will ask her to address that question.
Okay, thank you.
Marquita has her hand raised.
Oh, okay, Marquita. Marquita.
Yes, ma'am. How you doing?
Just fine. How are you?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Doing just fine. I have a question. Me and my daughter, we have allergies, and we've been taking the aloe vera juice for a while now. Me per se, I've been giving my daughter some as well, the last couple of weeks. But we have real bad allergies, and the mucus tends to either drain our throats and sit there. And my daughter, she suffers from having to clear her throat a lot during the day because that mucus is just sitting there in her throat. Like what is best? I know the aloe is best, but how would you prefer for her to deal with that situation and drinking the aloe as well?
Okay. We're going to bring Miss Rebecca on.
Okay.
Miss Rebecca?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
We have 2 questions for you.
Okay.
The first one.
Before we get to the questions, I just want to say I am so happy. I am so proud of everything I've heard. So I'm gonna get to the questions now, and then I'll talk to you about some things later. Go ahead. What's the question?
Okay. The first question is, can you drink too much of the aloe? Can you overdo it?
No, and I'm gonna tell you why. If it was in its natural state, yes, and you would know about it because you wouldn't be here.
Respect.
This plant is so potent that your body can't handle it in its natural form. What you have to understand is you have to be able to measure the amount of aloe vera that will accommodate the diameter of the cell, which means it has to be strong enough for you to consume and to flush the cell of bacteria, viruses, and any funguses. It's a cleanser. So you have to know the components of aloe vera and water. And to answer his question, the one that you're getting from me, you can never overdose because I make sure that the components balances out to the diameter of the cell. But if you try to do it yourself, you could hurt yourself.
Wow. Thank you.
Okay.
The next question. The lady, Marquita.
Yes, ma'am.
Miss Rebecca. Do you mind asking your question again? Miss Rebecca is on.
Okay. Yes, Miss Rebecca, how you doing?
I'm great, thanks. How are you?
Doing just fine. I was mentioning that me and my daughter have allergies, and during the day, I say more so when we wake up early in the morning or late in the evening, it seems like our mucus will drain and just sit, pretty much in our throat, and pretty much all day she'll be trying to clear her throat, like, it's pretty much. I've been giving her the aloe for a while now, but I was just asking, what would you suggest, more so with that situation and her drinking the aloe as well?
Well, actually, what's happening? First of all, do you know what an allergy is? If you don't, let me explain. All an allergy is information that is clogging your nasal passage. And if you're not careful, that information will get into your brain and you will have a brain infection and then death sets in. Most people that say they have allergies is nothing but an overabundance of information and the body can't get rid of it. And most doctors give you medication to drain it, but they don't remove the information. So it's a continuous process. What you and your daughter is going through, aloe vera removes it. That's why you feel the clogged, and it's forcing it out. So what you have to do when she gets to that point, you have to increase the amount of aloe vera that you're giving her. And so what happens, it will cause it to go through her body and come out of its waist, and it will cause her to cough it up rather than having it clog her nasal passage or her throat. Do you understand? Hello?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, do you understand? So what I'm saying to you is what you have to do, how many ounces are you giving her now? How many
I'm sorry.
ounces?
It's 2 in the morning and 2 in the evening.
Okay, increase hers to 3 in the morning and 3 at night. Here's why. She has an abundance of information, and information does several things. It gives you what they call allergies. It gives you digestive problems because it blocks sometimes the digestive system and nothing can pass through. And it gives you arthritis. Fibromyalgia is nothing but an abundance of information in your system. What aloe vera does, it goes after the information to flush it out of your system. Now, the body can't remove information. Most people who end up with a lot of information in their system eventually will end up with cancer. Cancer thrives on information. And so you got to be careful. So when you drink the aloe vera and you see all these changes occurring in your body is being cleansed so that the body won't be ill. The reason it gets ill is can't be cleansed, and the body can't force the information out. So people with arthritis, people with fibromyalgia, all of these are things that the body is giving you a signal. It's having a problem. It needs help. The aloe vera is what God designed to remove the information. And as I explained, if you don't remove it, the immune system becomes compromised, and your cancer cells, which we all have in our body, will start to surface, and you have nothing to defeat them because that's what the immune system does. So my suggestion to you is to give her an additional 2 ounces, because what's happening, her body is responding to what you're giving her. She just needs a little more to flush it completely out. Okay? Did you hear? Hello? Marquita? Is she still there?
I'm looking for her. I don't see her.
Or maybe she left. But basically, that's what happened.
Alice Adina has her hand raised. So somebody,
Okay.
her, let me see.
Okay, Adina. Oh, Marquita is here, but she's okay. Now, did you get what Miss Rebecca said for your daughter, the amount to give her? Marquita? Her mute goes off and on. Okay, we'll come back to her.
Add her to
Can I say
type in
something?
the chat if she's having.
Michael, do you mind typing in the chat if you don't mind? The 3 ounces twice a
Can I
day?
answer a question?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Is what's the price? What's the cost? And how can I purchase it?
Miss Rebecca, are you still on?
Yes, I'm on. Yes, I'm on. It depends on the size that you're gonna get. You can go to the site and it will give you the price and how you can purchase it.
Okay. Are you on a cell phone, sir? Are
Yes,
you?
ma'am.
Okay, I can read it to you then. Do you have, can you take
Okay,
notes or
And
something?
I,
Let me
Miss
just give
Alice,
you, yes,
I also posted the link in the chat.
fantastic. Thank you, Michael.
So if you can go to the chat box, there's a link that says abchalvera.com, and it'll take you right to it, Mr.
McMurray.
McMurray.
Yes.
All right. Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much. What's your name? I apologize.
My
Michael.
name is Rebecca.
Oh no, I know your name, Miss Rebecca. Is that Mr. Michael? You said?
Yes, Michael.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I appreciate that.
Do you have another question?
No, ma'am, I don't. No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you very much for being on the call with us tonight.
Respect. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for being ill-advised on the call. I was ill-advised tonight. I didn't know how to work it, but yeah, thank you so
That's okay. We are all learning.
I'm honored. I'm truly honored.
Okay.
Thank
Okay. Okay. Thank you, sir. Good night. Adina?
Yes, I wanted to add to what Miss Rebecca was saying. And it was interesting what Makita was saying, because I actually have, mucus at times. And one of the things that is not, I don't know if Makita is on the line. I hope she's still on the line, because this is really for her or for everybody, really. What I do with the aloe vera, I take like a tablespoon and gargle with it. And it literally will pull the mucus out of your throat if you're waking up in the morning. Because one of the things that happens when you sleep, there's what they call like a mucus plug that actually happens in your throat, all right? And even though you can still breathe, you're breathing through your nose pretty much when you're sleeping. So this mucus is in everybody's throat. And normally when people wake up, even though they're not aware, they swallow the mucus, okay? So with the accumulation of mucus, if she's having mucus a lot in her throat, it is trying to come out. If she gargles with it, with the tablespoon, just put your head back and literally gargle your tonsil area. Like you remember that sound you used to make when we were kids with playing with water, like, right? Literally just gargle with it. And the mucus will start coming out, and she just needs to spit it out and keep gargling. And literally, she should gargle for 3 to 5 minutes. And every time she feels that mucus coming out, spit it out. All right. The next day, she will literally have less mucus. All right. So that's something she can definitely start doing. And it's especially first thing in the morning. Do not drink anything. Just gargle first. Get that mucus out. And by the end of the week, she will definitely feel a huge difference. Like I said, I hope she's on the line, because if she does that for like 7 days, and then she can come back next Friday and give us a report on what it might have done for her. But I'm not almost 100% sure that it would definitely lessen the mucus in her throat for her and her mother, Makita and her mother.
Yes, ma'am. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Is that Makita?
Yes, ma'am. It's me. Something was wrong with my phone. I couldn't get in on the sound, so I'm here. I heard everything.
Okay.
You did hear? Good.
Yes,
good.
ma'am.
Okay, thank you. I thought I saw another hand. Okay, Miss Rebecca, we will turn it back over to you.
Okay, that's interesting because she's absolutely right. Most of you probably aren't aware of the mucus, but it sits there. And what you might want to try doing, because this is what I do on a daily basis, instead of using a mouthwash, use aloe vera. You only need about an ounce. If you use aloe vera, you'd be surprised after you brush your teeth how much mucus is sitting in your mouth and in your throat. And not only that, after you do that, during the day, it starts to come up. And so you just spit it out and keep going because you have a buildup that needs to be cleansed. And that's what aloe vera is doing. It's pulling it out so that the body can not struggle to function, but function naturally, the way it's supposed to be, the way it's designed to be. So you're absolutely right. And thank you for sharing.
Miss Rebecca,
Yes.
did we have some questions? I want to read them from the chat.
Okay.
The first one is, how does this help with hearing and seeing loss?
Okay, it's interesting. When you have problems with, you have to understand your ears, your eyes, and the whole head section is what they call a united organ, because whatever happens to one affects the other. If you have a hearing problem, what you will eventually do is take a little dropper and drop a few drops in the ear, because you could have several things wrong with you. You could have wax that's causing it. You could have an infection in your ear and it will remove it. You could have a buildup of what they call scar tissue, which will eventually sometimes turn into a tumor. So if you put the aloe vera in it, and you have to be very careful because you don't want to put too much liquid in your ear. I would say every 2 days, put maybe 2 or 3 drops in there, and it will start to flush out. If it's a wax buildup, it will flush that out. If you have a growth, which could be a tumor, it will reduce the growth of the tumor so that you won't have impaired hearing. Okay. Now, for the eyes, the same thing. You can have glands that's blocked. You can have blood vessels that's damaged. It's so many things. People suffer from dry eye. That's because your eye glands are blocked. And so the liquids that's normally lubricating the eyes cannot be lubricated because of this blockage. So what the doctor will do is give you a lot of times saline or something like that to flush the eye, to keep the eyes so that they won't be dry. But all you got to do is unblock the glands and the vessels in the eye, and that will cause the eye to naturally produce this fluid that will keep the eyes lubricated. But that's what happens.
Okay, Ms. Rebecca, we have another question that says, it's from Juanita Haynes McKenzie. She just asked, can she increase to 3 ounces twice a day?
Yeah. You can, let me just say this. Don't drink less than 4 ounces because you need enough to make the body respond. But you can drink as much of it as you want. Because remember, I just said, I prepare it so it won't hurt you. It will help you. The more you drink, the more effective it's going to be. So yes, you definitely can.
Ms. Rebecca, we also have this question, and it says from Gary S. It says, you stated earlier that the human body can only take so much of the aloe vera and not at all in its natural state. What is the most someone should take per serving or per day?
If you're going to do aloe vera in its natural state, and I would not suggest it because you don't know how to measure it. If you don't know the diameter of the cell, My suggestion is to avoid it, but if you insist you want to do it, I would say a very small amount. You might want to put in your food, or if you're drinking something, you want to put it in there, but you cannot take it by itself. It is just too powerful. It will hurt you.
Okay. And Ms. Rebecca, I just want to add and say too, because I think this is something that, well, I learned from you that you taught me. One thing we both had, we had the topical and we have the aloe vera that we drink, and from my understanding, which just kind of helped me. You said that if I guess if you work from the bottom of the aloe vera plant, you use it more for the topical because it's, it has different properties. And I think one of them, they said, if you go to the bottom of the aloe vera plant, it's more of like a laxative. Right. So it can have that effect on it. And then the top part of the plant is where we use it from, as far as the internal, because it's different properties. So can you just talk about, just quickly about, I guess, how the different parts of it, because I think when people hear natural state, you know, I know you're talking about there's many different kinds of aloe and aloe vera plants. Yeah. And so that's why ABC&H, the scientific part behind it is that.
Yeah, I think there's close to 140 different species of aloe. You got to be very careful on ones that you select. It's Barsadalinus that is the one that does the most healing. And Michael, you're absolutely right. At the bottom, if you stop and think about it, the root has all of the concentrated amounts of any type of healing, because the plant grows from the root. So the root is the most powerful part of this plant. When you look at the body, the skin is an organ and it covers the rest of your organs. So in order to protect your skin, that's why the topical is used, because the properties in the topical is more powerful and more concentrated than the one that you take internally. And from the root to the leaves of the plant, there are properties that are the same as the root, but not as strong. And it can be strong, but not as strong in the root. That's why I'm saying to you, do not make the mistake of trying to eat this plant or do whatever you want in its natural state, because you're asking for problems. And so when I prepare it, I have to know the diameter of the cell and the amount of aloe vera with the components of water to go into this. And so when I was going through FDA to get this approved, I had to show them that I understood the calculations, I understood the mixture, I understood the diameter of the cell, and all of this is because I did cancer research for 8 years. So there are certain things you need to know in order to be able to do this the right way. So that's why I strongly say, be careful, be wise, and be smart. We want to see you around. I don't want to see you leave here, but I want to see you get well. Okay.
Thank you, Ms. Rebecca. We also have another question here. It says, from Juanita Haynes. It says, I have glaucoma and cataracts. Can I use aloe vera in my eyes?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. As a matter of fact, you can use it as a drop. The only thing, and you can use the topical. Okay. Actually, you can use both, but I prefer the topical because I just explained it's stronger. But don't shake it up, because you don't want the particles in the eye. You want the liquid in the eye, which will then flush the eye and destroy. It's a bacteria that causes glaucoma and cataracts. And you want that bacteria to be destroyed without harming the eye, because the aloe vera particles can rip and tear the eye, and you don't want to put those in there. So yes, it will help you, but you have to be consistent. Yes. Anything works if you're consistent, but if you use it every other day or every other week, it's not going to work. It can't, because the consistency isn't there.
So Ms. Rebecca, you would encourage us that taking this aloe vera, even though some people are coming on to address issues, is more of a lifestyle choice, because if you see the results and you stop, what was the issue before can come back, correct?
Right, because, and the reason that is this, the body was designed or is designed to heal itself. All the body requires is cleansing. Just like you would take a shower every day or a bath every day to cleanse the outside of the body. Remember, you eat 2 or more meals per day. The body is an enclosed cavity. It's warm, dark, and moist, the perfect breeding ground for bacteria. How do you cleanse it? Because remember, cleansing is preventing you from getting sick. We only get sick because of a buildup of toxins, viruses, bacteria. But if you have the body being flushed on a daily basis, you're not going to get sick. It's just that simple. So aloe vera has several functions. It functions as a cleanser. That's why it's bitter. That's why the body loves it, because we have to remember, bacteria loves what we love. Bacteria does not, cannot tolerate a stringent cleanser. The reason it's green, because it's a cleanser. If you can tell me any vegetable that's green, that's sweet, name it. That's why green is good for the body, because it's cleansing. It cleanses. So when aloe vera gets into your system, it gets into the blood. And remember, the blood is the way of life. Always remember this. Any viruses that's going to attack you, it comes in through your blood. It lives in your blood. And the key is, it knows that's your lifeline. It will either get you if you don't get it, because it sits and waits for your immune system to become compromised. Once it's compromised, then the virus takes over. And that's what's happening to all these people that's dying. But what the aloe vera does, it gets right into the bloodstream as soon as it enters your mouth, because when you salivate, it forces it into your bloodstream. Wherever your blood goes, that's where the aloe goes. Once the aloe detects any problems that's in your system, it will stop at that point and start destroying it, flushing it, rebuilding, repairing, restoring, energizing, and rejuvenating. But if you aren't sick or have been trying to clean your body, it acts as a cleanser. It cleanses to prevent you from getting sick. The whole purpose of aloe vera is keep the body healthy, balanced, and into its natural state. Okay? And Michael, I'm going to piggyback on something that you said, and you were absolutely right. Why aloe vera is called holistic? It takes care of the body physically, mentally, and spiritually. There are 3 components of life: soul, body, and mind. That's what aloe vera protects: spiritually, mentally, and physically. It's amazing what God has given us, and we just don't use it.
Amen.
So that's it. But I will say, and it took me almost death to be able to understand what God has done and what he has given. But let me just say this. Once you are used to doing something and all of a sudden you can't do it anymore, and I'm talking about me at this point, one day you're walking and the next day you can't walk. When you're in a coma, and you hear people talking about the amount of time you have left to live, and you can't even speak. You can hear them, but you can't communicate. When you are a substance abuser, they injected Demerol into my bloodstream every 3 hours for 3 months. I was an addict. When you have to fight those demons, and that's what they are, and you have to fight lying on your back.
Preach, Miss Rebecca.
It is one of the worst things that could ever happen to any human being. And when it happened to me, I made a commitment. After I asked God, if this is what's left for me, I don't want to be here. I was only 23 years old. But you never know what God will use you to do. While I was asking to leave here, He was preparing me to stay here and do something different.
Preach, Miss Rebecca.
You understand? So I'm saying that to say to you, if you encountered this product, you've encountered the best that God has. And what it does for you, you have an obligation to tell somebody else. Because remember, nothing happens by chance.
Yes.
Everything is destined by God. And after my encounter, and I realized I could no longer help me. I had a praying family that couldn't help me. It took God Himself to reach out to restore me. And once God restore you, trust me, you're restored forever. And you cannot, will not, shall not go back.
Preach.
You understand what I'm saying? And this is a blessing. Think about this, if you haven't thought about it. All those people that has died, all they needed was a drink of aloe vera. That's all they needed. But you see, they were allowed to leave here. You are allowed to stay here. God is expecting something from you. He's expecting something for you. This didn't happen to any of you by accident. There's a reason we're all doing this. And my commitment, once God restored my life, I promised Him, whatever He requires of me, I will do it regardless to who's with me or if I'm by myself.
Amen.
I'm committed to Him because He took care of me when I couldn't take care of myself, when my parents couldn't take care of me. So we have to look at what God has given us and reach out to somebody else. Somebody is looking to hear from you how God has blessed you, because that's what it is, a blessing. So those of you that gave your testimonies, God hears you. For those of you that's sitting on your testimonies, you failing God, because God opened a door for you. Walk through it. Walk through it. Remember what the Bible says. Life and death is in the power of the tongue.
Yes.
Life and death is in the power of the tongue. Go to Proverbs. It will tell you what that means. If you have a testimony, tell it. Because guess what? Jesus Christ Himself is a testimony. And if we say we want to be like Christ, but we neglect to fulfill our responsibility, how do you want to be like Christ? You need to stop saying that. Does that do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
So I hope that was helpful. Again, I'm very, very excited. I'm elated because this is something that you can touch somebody else's life with. And all I ask is just do that. Look at Mr. Brown. I'm so excited for Mr. Brown.
Yes.
Because that's God. That's God. And so when he would tell me his testimonies, I said to him, we will have to share it. And that's what this whole session is about. We are telling God, thank you, just for looking after us. He didn't have to.
Amen.
We could have been in that group that has left here, but he
Yes.
gave us a message and we have to be the messenger.
Yes.
Yep.
You know, so that's my spill. And I enjoy every minute of it, listening to you all and seeing you get involved. And I encourage you to continue to get involved, because that's what God wants from us. What do you do for God on a daily basis?
Wow.
Think about it. Think about it. We owe him and we could never repay him, but we can speak for him. I mean, that's the least we can do. So I encourage all of you, if you're shy, don't be, because God is looking to hear from you. The day that you go before judgment, what will you say you've done to help someone else?
Wow. You
have to think about that, because
Yes.
one day we have to go to eternity. Are you going to go empty-handed?
Yes.
You have to look at that. We have to be a warrior in this war, because we're in a war. But guess what? God gave us a weapon. All we have to do is use it, and we'll get through it. So I'm excited about it. I'm excited for you. I'm healthy. I am no longer sick. I'm just happy as I can be, and I'm glad to hear that you all are getting healthy, because guess what? Health is wealth.
Yes.
It's not always the dollar. I know a lot of people who have dollars are dead. But guess what? When you got your health, you can combat anything and anyone. So I'm elated for you. And it was a good session. I enjoyed it.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
The closing slide is that gives you the information about the website and how to order the juice. Michael has posted this under the chat. So if any of you have any more questions about how to order the juice and the information about the website, please ask your question now. Oh, I see a hand, Cheryl. Can you all?
Hi. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi. Good evening to everybody first, but my hand was up a long time ago. It's not about because I'm already on the juice, and but I was wanting to kind of like cater to what Marquita was saying about the mucus, and then get Miss Rebecca to back me up on this one. Milk products, dairy products are not good for the mucus, your sinus, if you have any type of infection or whatever, and you have milk or any dairy products in your system, it's gonna make the mucus thick and hard to get rid of. So that was another thing that I was thinking as she was talking and asking her question, is that, and a lot of people think, well, I drink almond milk, it's still milk, it's still dairy product, you know, and that mucus is just familiar with the milky, you know, ness of cheese or whatever, and it's gonna make it thicker. So I think that's probably what the baby's struggling with, because I mean, she's what, 4 years old, and it's hard to get that up because hereditary. That's my niece actually, but it's hereditary in the family with the sinus issues and all of that with us. And my father was 88 when he passed away. He cleared his throat the whole time. And I mean, he died of renal disease, but like I said, the allergies ran in the family like that. And we all did it, but I stopped with the dairy products myself, and I no longer have to do it. And along with not smoking cigarettes. In fact, I'm rolling up on a year anniversary in May. Thank God for Miss Rebecca. When you know, my situation with my health, you know, was real bad when I met her, but it's getting better and whatever. But I'm studying marking stuff off the list, you know, that I had. I like blind, but now I see kind of type of things. But I know for a fact the dairy products can really cause that mucus to run you crazy. But I just know that she would probably rather hear from Ms. Rebecca than her auntie. Well, that's what I wanted to say. And
All right. Thank
y'all
you.
have a blessed weekend as well.
Thank you very much. At this time, we're going to go ahead and close out.
And Miss Alice, I just want to say we did have a question from Mr. Thompson in the chat. I think I did answer it. He's asked about Miss Rebecca, gingivitis and bad breath. And I said, it does help with it. He said, would he gargle with it? And I said, yes, 2 ounces. You can swish, gargle, and spit it out for about 60 seconds. And can we verify that, Miss Rebecca?
That is true. And I don't know whether you know what gingivitis is, but when you brush your teeth, you can't brush down in the gums, and you got bacteria residing in there. And what happens if you watch people as they get older, their teeth start to fall out. But there is a bone that holds the teeth in. So this bacteria eats away that bone. So you're absolutely right, Michael. When you brush your teeth, take 1 ounce to 2 ounces and just hold it in your mouth for about 5 minutes. And what happens, it gets down in the gums, it destroys the bacteria. And a lot of people that have gingivitis, the gums hurt, they bleed. It will stop all of that. That means there's an infection in the gum, and aloe vera will get rid of it. Yes, you are absolutely correct.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and close out. Thank you all very much for coming on the line with us tonight. Thank you for all your testimonies. We really appreciate it. We will be here next Friday at 8 p.m. You can use the same link that you used tonight. And again, thank you and have a good evening.
Thank you very much, everybody.